If somebody asked me today, what's the best way to learn Flutter, I definitely wouldn't tell them to learn it the same way I did. Because when I was learning, if I didn't understand something, I'd search for another video, go through Stack Overflow, read some documentation, try five different solutions, and sometimes I'd waste an hour on something really stupid. Now you can literally paste your code into AI and say, why isn't this working? And it'll look at your exact code and explain the problem to you. So if you are learning Flutter in 2026 and you are completely ignoring AI, I think you are making the process harder than it needs to be. But there's a catch. I also see beginners going completely in the other direction. They open ChatGPT or Claude or Codex and say, build me a complete Flutter app. Then AI creates 20 files. They run the project, it works, and they're like, okay, I know Flutter now. No, you don't. And there's nothing wrong with building apps that way. If you just want to get an idea working quickly, that's actually pretty cool. But we're talking about learning Flutter here. If I gave you that project tomorrow without AI and asked you to change how the authentication works, restructure one of the screens, or figure out why some data isn't loading, could you do it? If the answer is no, then AI did the work. You didn't really learn much from it. So I think there's a much better way to use AI while you're learning. Let's say you are trying to learn state management and something isn't making sense. Instead of immediately asking AI to write the feature for you, just talk to it. Why do I even need state management here? Can I do this without it? Show me a really simple example. Okay, now show me what would happen in a bigger app. That's where AI is ridiculously useful. It's basically like having somebody next to you who doesn't get annoyed when you ask the same question 5 different ways. And I would do the exact same thing with Dart. You don't understand async and await? Ask about it. The explanation sounds too complicated. Tell it to make it simpler. Still doesn't make sense? Give it something from the app you're currently building and ask it to explain the concept using that. That's very different from copying generated code. You're actually having a conversation about something you're trying to understand. And once you think you've got it, close the AI response and try writing it yourself. That's probably the part people skip. You need to actually build things. You can watch Flutter videos for 6 months and feel like you're getting really good at it. Then one day you create an empty project, stare at main, Dart, and suddenly you have absolutely no idea what to do. I've seen this happen with programming all the time. So learn the basics and then start making stuff. Your first app doesn't have to be impressive. Make a calculator, make a basic notes app, build a weather app, whatever. You'll very quickly run into things you don't know how to do, and that's good. Let's say you're making the weather app and the API gives you this huge JSON response. You have no idea how you're supposed to use it in Flutter. This is where I'd open AI, but I wouldn't say, here's my API, build the weather app. I'd say, this is the response I'm getting. How should I handle this in Dart? Now you're solving the problem you're actually stuck on. Maybe AI explains models to you. Maybe it shows you from JSON. Maybe you don't understand that either, so you ask another question. By the time you finish that feature, you've hopefully learned something you can use again in the next app. Errors are another really good example. When you get one of those massive red Flutter errors, it's tempting to paste the whole thing into AI and type fix. And yes, it'll probably fix it, but sometimes ask it, what does this error actually mean? Because once you've seen the same type of error 3 or 4 times and actually understood it, eventually you won't need AI for that anymore. That's what progress should look like. At the beginning, you're asking AI a lot of questions. A few months later, you're asking fewer basic questions and using it for more useful things. Maybe now you're saying, I've written this screen. Is there anything obviously bad about how I've structured it? Or, this widget is getting pretty big. How would you clean this up? That's an amazing way to use AI when you don't have a senior developer sitting next to you reviewing your code. And then once you actually become comfortable with Flutter, that's when I'd start letting AI do much more. Because there is no prize for manually typing boilerplate all day. If I've created API models 100 times and I know exactly what they're doing. Sure, let AI generate them. If I need 5 similar screens, I don't necessarily need to manually write every single one. If AI can save me an hour of boring work, I'll take that hour. The difference is that I can look at what it generated and know whether I want to keep it. And I think that's something people miss when they see experienced developers building entire apps with AI. They think, well, Codex can build an app now. Why should I even learn Flutter? Because generating code isn't the difficult part anymore. Knowing what you want to build, knowing whether the generated solution makes sense, changing it when your requirements change, and figuring things out when something goes wrong, that's still incredibly valuable. Think about it this way. If Codex gives two people the exact same Flutter project, one of them has been developing Flutter apps for 3 years and the other started yesterday. They both have the same code, but they definitely don't have the same ability. The experienced developer can open that project, understand what's going on, spot things they don't like, change the architecture, debug problems, and keep developing it. The beginner is probably going straight back to Codex every time they want to change something. That's why I'd still learn Flutter. I just wouldn't waste my time trying to memorize everything. I don't care if you can't remember every property of list view. Look it up, ask AI, check the docs. I'd care much more about whether you can sit down with an app idea and roughly know how the pieces are going to fit together. You will pick up the rest while you are building. And this is probably how I'd learn Flutter if I had to start again today. I'd learn enough Dart that Flutter code doesn't look like another language. Then I'd learn the basic Flutter stuff and start building almost immediately. I'd keep AI open the whole time, but I'd treat it more like someone I can ask for help than someone who's doing my homework. When I'm confused, explain this to me. When I'm stuck, give me a hint. When I've tried something, tell me what I could have done better. And when I already understand the task and it's just repetitive work, okay, now you can write it for me. That's the balance I think makes sense. Because refusing to use AI in 2026 doesn't make you a better developer, but letting AI make every decision for you doesn't make you one either. You still need the Flutter knowledge. You still need to build things yourself and get stuck sometimes. You just don't need to get stuck for 3 hours anymore when you have a tool sitting there that can probably explain the problem in 30 seconds. So yeah, learn Flutter. Just don't learn Flutter like AI doesn't exist. Use it to ask better questions, understand things faster, get through those annoying moments where you're completely stuck, and eventually use it to speed up the work you already know how to do. That's how I'd approach learning Flutter today, and I'm curious how you guys are doing it. If you are learning Flutter right now, are you actually using AI while you're learning, or are you still mostly using courses, YouTube, and documentation? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.